Next prayer. All glories unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as the Son of Devaki. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as the light of the dynasty of Vrishni. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose bodily luster is like that of a new cloud, and whose body is as soft as a lotus flower. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appeared on this planet to deliver the whole world from the burden of demons, and who can offer liberation to everyone. O my Lord Sri Krishna, you are known as Jana Nivas. Everybody say, the ultimate resort of all living entities. And you are known as Devaki Nandan or Yashodanandan. You are the guide of the Yanu dynasty, and with your mighty arms you kill everything inauspicious, as well as every man who is impious. By Krishna's presence, he destroys all things inauspicious for all living entities, moving and inert. O Krishna, you have a blissful smiling face, which always increases the lusty desires of the gopis of Vrindavan. May that Lord Sri Krishna be all glorious and happy. Next prayer. So remember, Lord Caitanya is looking at Jagannath on the car and is offering these prayers. I am not a Brahmin. I am not a Kshatriya. I am not a Vaishya, nor a Shudra. I am not a Brahmachari, a householder, a Vanaprastha. I'm not even a sannyasi. No, I identify myself only as the servant of 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 the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who maintains the gopis. O Krishna, you are like an ocean of nectar, and you are the cause of universal transcendental bliss. O Lord Krishna, you always exist in beautiful brilliance. Having recited all these verses from Scripture, Lord Caitanya again offered obeisances. And all the devotees with folded hands also offered prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Lord Caitanya danced and jumped high, roaring like thunder and moving in a circle like a wheel, Lord Caitanya appeared like a circling firebrand. Wherever Lord Caitanya stepped while dancing, the whole earth with its hills and seas appeared to tilt. When Lord Caitanya danced, he displayed various blissful transcendental changes in his body. Sometimes Lord Caitanya appeared as though stunned. Sometimes the hairs of his body stood on end. Sometimes Lord Caitanya perspired or cried, trembled, and sometimes his body changed color. And sometimes Lord Caitanya exhibited symptoms of helplessness, pride, exuberance, and humility. Sometimes when Lord Caitanya would fall down with a crash while dancing, he would roll on the ground. At such times, it appeared that a golden mountain was rolling on the ground. Nityananda Prabhu would stretch out his two hands, trying to catch Lord Caitanya when he was running here and there. Advaita Acharya would walk behind Lord Caitanya and loudly chant, Haribol, 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 again and again. Just to check the crowds from coming too near Lord Caitanya, the devotees formed 3 circles. The first circle was guided by Nityananda Prabhu, who is Balaram himself, the possessor of great strength. All the devotees, headed by Kashishwar and Govinda, linked hands and formed a second circle around Lord Caitanya. And then Maharaj Prataparudra and his personal assistants formed a third circle around the 2 inner circles, just to check the crowds from coming too near. Now, with his hands on the shoulders of Harichandan, King Prataparudra could see Lord Caitanya dancing, and the king felt great ecstasy. And while the king beheld the dancing, Srivas Thakur was standing in front of him, and he became ecstatic as he saw the dancing of Lord Caitanya. But seeing Srivas Thakur standing before the king, Harichandan touched Srivas with his hand, requesting him to step aside. But Srivas Thakur was absorbed in watching Lord Caitanya and could not understand why he was being touched and pushed. After he was pushed again and again, Srivas became angry. He then slapped Harichandan to stop him from pushing. In turn, this made Harichandan angry. As the angered Harichandan was about to speak to Srivas, Prataparudra personally stopped him, saying, "Oh, you are so very fortunate. You have been graced by the touch of Srivas Thakur. Oh, me, I'm not so fortunate. You should feel obliged to him." Everyone was astonished by the dancing of Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Even Lord Jagannath became extremely happy to see the dancing of Lord Caitanya. The car came to a complete standstill and remained immobile while Jagannath, with unblinking eyes, watched the dancing of Lord Caitanya. The goddess of fortune, Subhadra, and Lord Balaram both felt great happiness and ecstasy within their hearts. Indeed, they were seen smiling at the dancing. When Caitanya Mahaprabhu danced and jumped high, 8 wonderful transformations indicative of divine ecstasy were seen in his body. All the symptoms were visible simultaneously. His skin erupted with goose pimples. The hairs of his body stood on end. His body resembled the silk cotton tree, all covered with thorns. Indeed, the people became afraid just to see his teeth chatter, and they thought, "Oh, his teeth might fall out." Lord Chaitanya's whole body flowed with perspiration and at the same time was oozing blood. Lord Caitanya made the sounds Jaja Gaga, Jaja Gaga, Jaja Gaga. His voice choked with ecstasy. Tears came forcefully from the eyes of the Lord, as if from a syringe. And all the people surrounding Lord Caitanya became wet. Everyone saw the complexion of Lord Caitanya change from white to pink, so that his luster resembled that of the Malika flower. Sometimes Lord Caitanya appeared stunned, and sometimes he rolled on the ground. Indeed, sometimes Lord Chaitanya's legs and hands became as hard as dry wood, and he would not move. When Lord Caitanya fell to the ground, sometimes his breathing almost stopped. So when the devotees saw this, their lives also became very feeble. Water flowed from Lord Caitanya's eyes and sometimes through his nostrils, and foam fell from his mouth. These flowings appeared to be torrents of nectar descending from the moon. The foam that fell from the mouth of Caitanya Mahaprabhu was taken and drunk by Shubhananda because he was very fortunate and expert in relishing the mellow of ecstatic love of Krishna. After Lord Caitanya had performed his devastating dance for some time, his mind entered a mood of ecstatic love. After abandoning the dancing, Lord Caitanya ordered Swarup Damodar to sing. Understanding the Lord's mind, Swarup Damodar began to sing as follows. Now I have gained the Lord of my life, in the absence of whom I was being burned by Cupid and was withering away. When this refrain was loudly sung by Swarup Damodar, Caitanya Mahaprabhu again began rhythmically dancing in transcendental bliss. The car of Lord Jagannath began to move slowly, while the son of Mother Shachi went ahead, dancing in front. And while dancing and singing, all the devotees in front of Lord Jagannath kept their eyes on Jagannath. Caitanya Mahaprabhu then went to the end of the procession with the Sankirtan performers, his eyes and mind fully absorbed in Lord Jagannath. Caitanya Mahaprabhu began to play the drama of the song with his two arms. While Lord Caitanya was dramatically enacting the song, he would sometimes fall behind in the procession. So at such times, Lord Jagannath would come to a standstill. And when Lord Caitanya again would come forward, Lord Jagannath's car would slowly start again. Thus, there was sort of a competition between Lord Caitanya and Lord Jagannath in seeing who would lead. But Lord Caitanya was so strong that he made Lord Jagannath wait in his car. While Lord Caitanya was dancing, his ecstasy changed. Raising his two arms, he began to recite the following verse in a loud voice. That very personality who stole my heart during my youth is once again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, and yet my mind still is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva, under the Vetasi tree. That is my desire. This verse was recited by Lord Caitanya again and again. But for Swarup Damodar, no one could understand its meaning. Everybody chant the Maha Mantra one time.